Okay, good morning. Welcome to Math Project 80. We're going to have a short and sweet little problem today. We may do two of these same kind of problems if we have time. Let's see how this one goes. But write down all counting numbers that leave a remainder of 2 when divided into 38.
What does that mean, divided into 38?
Well, if I divide 5 into 25, what do I get?
5.
Okay. If I divide 5 into 26, what do I get?
5 remainder of 1.
5 remainder of 1. So,
We're looking for numbers that leave a remainder of 2 when divided by into 38.
when divided into 38. Yep.
So what kind of numbers are those?
Go ahead.
We need to figure out what kind of numbers they are.
Yeah, what kind of numbers are those that leave a remainder of 2 when divided into 38? So, if they have a remainder of 2 when you divide into 38, what number do they definitely divide into?
Well, 36.
Right, so they divide into 36. So the first step 1, find all the numbers.
Well, all the counting numbers.
Right, that divide into 36. Now they might not all work. They might not all leave a remainder of 2. But let's just double check. Oh, funny goofing around with the camera.
Doesn't like
Sorry about that. It's very hard to have it focusing. Sometimes when I draw a squiggly line, it helps it focus. It did. I don't know why.
I don't know why that happens.
Yeah. Okay. So let's find all numbers that go into 36.
Well, we know 1 and 36 still.
Okay. You want to write or you want me to write?
I can write it. So there's 1 and 36.
Okay.
There's also 6.
Well, that's true, sweetie.
Yeah.
1 and 36 work. But the next number you should be checking isn't 6. You shouldn't be just checking random numbers. When you check 1 and 36, what's the next number you should check?
With 35 or 2.
Okay, 2. 2 is a good one. You started at 1.
Well, with 2 goes into 36 because it's an even number.
Yeah.
And
So
36 is even.
yeah. So what is it paired with? 1 times 36 is 36. 2 times what is 36?
2 times 18.
2 times 18. So you have 1 and 36. You have 2 and 18.
Okay, you can write those.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Write it down.
2 and 18.
Okay.
Well, 3 is not going to work.
Why not?
Well, because 36. Okay, it is going to work.
Actually, it is going to work.
Yeah, so it's 3 and. Whoops, not 112. 3 and 12.
Yeah, where's my eraser? 3 and 12.
Hey.
Oh, no.
Ugh.
Hug. Alright.
Let's see. Well, 4 and 9 are going to work.
Okay. 4 and 9.
4 and 9. Well, 5's not going to work.
5's not going to work.
How about 6? Well, that is going to work.
Yeah.
So that's because 6 times 6.
Oh, so you only need to write the 6 once. Okay. So very good. That turns out to be all of them. You see how when you were writing the pairs down, 1 and 36, 2 and 18, 3 and 12, 4 and 9,
Yeah.
and then 6. You see how the first numbers were increasing? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. And the second numbers were decreasing, 36, 18, 12, 9, and you got to 6, 6 times 6. Once you get to where those two numbers are the same, you can stop counting.
Yeah, you know that's all of them.
Well, yeah, because if 10 worked, it would have been 10 times some smaller number and you would have already got it. Okay? So we found 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 numbers that go into 36.
Let's say them.
And now we have to see which ones leave remainder 2 when divided into 38.
Well, let's check our first pair.
Well, you're going to check numbers one at a time. So you can check the first pair. So which number do you want to check first?
1.
Okay, does that leave a remainder 2 when divided into 38?
No, because 1 times 38 is going to be 38.
Right, because it actually goes into 38. So we'll just cross off 1. Here, let me get a different color and I'll just cross it off.
I can just do that.
Okay. How about 36? Does 36 leave a remainder 2 when divided into 38?
Yes.
Yes, it does.
So we can circle it.
Okay. Does 2 leave a remainder of 2 when divided into 38?
No, it's actually divisible into 38.
It actually goes into 38, so that doesn't work. Okay. What about 18?
Yes.
Yes, it does.
Well, I noticed something.
What?
Well, that all our second numbers are going into 38.
All your second numbers are what?
Well, are not going into all our first numbers are going into 38. Let's see if that's true for 3 and 12.
Okay. What about 3? Does 3 leave a remainder 2 when divided into 38? Goes into 38. How would you do that?
Well, 3 goes into 3 exactly once.
Okay.
And then 1 times 3 is 3, and we subtract that. We add 0, bring down the 8. 3 goes into 8 2 times. So it says 12.
Three goes into 8 2 times. What's 2 times 3? You
6.
Okay, so keep going.
What do you mean keep going?
2 times 3 is 6. 8 minus 6 is 2. 12, remainder 2. That's what I mean by keep going.
So it does.
It does leave a remainder 2.
That's
Okay, what about 12 into 38?
well, 12 into 38. It does, because 12 times 3 is 36.
12 times 3 is 36. What about 4 into 38? See if you can do the long division correctly on
Well,
4.
it does.
How do you know?
Because 4 times 9 is 36.
Right, so do the long division. Let me see you do the long division right. 4 goes into 38.
Well, 4 goes into 3. Well, 4 can't go into 3.
Right.
So 4 goes into 38. That's what I have to figure out.
Right, write it out.
4 goes into 38. Well, I put a 0 above the 3. Well, I already know it.
Right, I know. I want to see if you can do the long division correctly. You seem to have forgotten a little bit about how to do long division, so I want you to remember.
Well, the problem is that...
No, just do 38 divided by 4. Just regular long division. Pretend there's no problem over here. Just I want you to do 38 divided by 4 by long division. What do you do?
4 goes into 3 0 times.
Okay.
4 goes into 38 how many times? 9 times.
Okay, so what do you write and where do you write it?
You write the 9 and it's on top of the 8.
Okay, go ahead.
So we put a 9 there. 9 times 4 is 36. 38 minus 36 is 2. Well, you can't bring down anything.
Right. So what does that mean?
It means you bring up the 2. It's 9 remainder of 2.
Okay, so so we saw that 4 worked and we saw that 9 worked. Or no, sorry, we just saw that 4 worked. Does 9 work?
9 times, well, 4 times 9 and 9 times 4 are the same thing.
Okay.
So 9 does work.
Okay. Because it goes into 36, and so it would leave a remainder 2. What about 6?
6 works.
Why?
6 times 6 is 36.
So when you divide it into 38, what will the remainder be?
2.
2. Okay. All right, very good. So we've written down all the numbers that leave a remainder 2 when divided into 38. Okay?
And that's 7.
Okay. Now, I think we have enough time. We're going to do all the numbers that leave a remainder 2 when divided into 64, just for a little bit of, or 66, just for a little extra practice. Okay? Write all the counting numbers that leave a remainder of 2 when divided into 66. Okay? So what's the first step going to be?
Well, we're going to find all the numbers that divide into 60. 4. 4.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to find all the numbers that divide into 64. All right, Mr. Sneeze. Okay, go ahead. Start writing down the numbers that divide into 64.
Well, 1 and 64.
Okay.
Just put a comma there.
Yeah.
Well, we got 2. 2 and 30 and 38.
You sure about that? That's 2 times 38.
No, 2. No, 2 and 32.
2 and 32. Okay.
Just change it. 2 and 32.
Okay.
Or does 3 work? No, 3 does not work.
Okay, 3 does not work.
Well, 4.
Does 4 go into 64? Okay,
Let's
practice
see.
your long division.
Well, 4 can go into 6 once. And 1 times 4 is 4, and we got 6 minus 4, which is 2. Bring down the 4. 4 goes into 24 6 times.
Okay, so we have 1 and 64, 2 and 32, 4 and 16.
What is...
Does 5 go into 64?
No.
It doesn't end in a 5. Does 6 go into 64?
Let's see. Well, so 6 goes into 6 exactly once. 1 times 6 is 6. And then there's a 0. Bring down the 4. 6 cannot go into 4.
Okay, so 6 doesn't work. Does 7 work?
7 into 64. Well, 7 cannot go into 6. Well, 7 into 64. Well, I know that 8's gonna. I know that 8's gonna be our last number.
8's going to be the last number, but we got to decide if 7 goes into 64 or not.
7's gonna go into 64 9 times.
Okay, so write that down.
We did 9 above the 4. 9 times 7 is 63. 64 minus 63 is 1.
Okay, so does 7 go into 64?
Nope.
No. And then we have 8.
Was it 8 by 8?
Okay. So here's our list of numbers that we have that go into 64. We have 1, 2, 4. I'm going to write them in order. 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, and 64. Those are the numbers in order. Now, which one of those are going to leave a remainder of 2 when they go into 66? Does 1 leave a remainder of 2?
No, it's not. It's
No, because it actually goes into 66. Does 2 leave a remainder of 2?
No, because 66 is even.
So 66 actually. Now, does 4 leave a remainder of 2? We know 4 goes into 64 already. So does it have a remainder 2 when you
Yes.
divide into 66?
Yes.
Why?
Because it can't go into 66. You can go into 68. And
It goes into 64, and when you go 2 more than 64, that means you have a remainder 2.
yeah.
Now, it didn't work for this. 2 goes into 64 as well, but when you go 2 more, it's divisible by 2 again.
Yeah.
It's not divisible by 4. When you go 2 more, it's not divisible by 4. What about 8? Does 8 leave a remainder 2 when you divide into 66?
Yes, because 8 times 8 is 64.
Right, yes. What about 16?
Well, 16. Does that leave a remainder?
What number do you know for sure that 16 goes into?
64.
64.
So it does.
Yeah. Okay, what about 32?
32. We know goes into 64, so yes.
Yes, and what about 64?
And that's a no. 64 goes into 60. Okay, yes.
Okay, 64 goes into 64. So it does leave a remainder 2 when you divide into 66. So
I noticed something. There's always 2 no's, and there's
wow.
there's 5 yeses.
Okay, the no's, it isn't that there's 2 no's. The no's came with 1 and 2. Because no number has a remainder 2 when divided by 1. Because 1 goes into all the counting numbers. And no number has a remainder 2 when divided by 2 either. That's why those were no's.
Yeah, and the 2 goes into all the even counting numbers.
Olympiad 76, number 3. Okay, so your homework is Olympiad 76, problem number 3. Okay, so that was good practice today. Okay, very good. Very good job today, sweetie.